All right, so I went over and took a couple bundles of flax and sort of broke them up a little bit. Kind of crushed them a little bit. I didn't use a proper tool, and then I just kind of ran them back and forth across a nail and a 90-degree edge that was slightly rounded, not sharp, and broke up a bunch of hard parts of the plant. And you can still see there's some here in this. And this is from 2 bundles of flax. That pictures will be included. You can see one's a little bit longer than the other one. But what I want to do is I want to comb it, kind of see what kind of good fibers we can get. So I'm just going to use my wool comb, and we're just going to kind of comb it. You can see by combing it we get a bunch of tow, what they call tow, but it leaves some of the nice longer fibers available for use. So we're just going to kind of comb this hair. So tow can be used, but the longer hair is basically, I guess, what they want to use for spinning. Still getting a little bit of hard stuff in here, so maybe I need to wet a little bit more. Now we're going to come to this side here and comb this out. It'll help pull some of the short fibers out, but you got to hold it kind of tight. So I guess the more you work it, the better the fibers you end up with. And so this tow here is usable. I could actually comb it or card it and spin with it. It's got some long fibers here that would be usable. My wool is not much different than the length of this, but you can see where the waste comes. But you're left with some really long fibers, which are supposedly the better fibers for spinning, for the fine work, and all the non-fine work is the short tow, and then you end up with this nice, pretty long fibers here, which aren't too bad. They feel pretty good to me. Length, I don't know. So anyway, I'm sure we can dig some more out of this if we wanted to. Not all the fibers are exactly the same length, but these are the longest of the fibers. And there's a piece here. We can pull some of that hard stuff off of there, and there you have your quality fiber. And you only need a few strands to spin, so I could actually probably get a fairly long length of single out of this on the spinning wheel. And that's just off of a couple small bundles. And so you can see the difference in loss. Short fiber versus long. But short fibers I'm going to card and see what I get from that. And actually going to try spinning that on a spinning wheel tonight. And we'll talk to y'all later. And just use the regular wool comb. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. So I took the good stuff inside, And so I got all the tow here, and I've got my cards here. So I'm going to card it just kind of like how I would card wool. So again, we're just going to put it on. Got some long and short, but that's kind of what carding does, is get longs and shorts. And so this is probably going to be a little bit more rough on the fibers here. So just like this. So I'm just going to comb them just like I would with my wool. Kind of combs them out, gets kind of the dirty, junky stuff out. Gets kind of the really short stuff. So some of this I could probably still use, so I'm just going to try and pull that up onto the comb here. So again, now I've got all of this. Yes, I've got a lot of vegetable matter. Well, it's all vegetable matter, but what you'd call vegetable matter if you were like doing wool. Get some of that junk in here, which just needs to go. Not the best for spinning this up into any cloth or yarn, but for what I'm doing, I'm not going to worry about that. And so again, I'm going to pull some of this other stuff off, and it just kind of goes away. It'll biodegrade. And again. Very coarse compared to sheep, but you can see that it kind of straightens everything out. And then what I would do is I'd roll this over just like doing my wool. And I would presume that others would be doing similar. Pull this junk out. This is just a really coarse run too, so don't worry about my stuff being coarse and dirty and all that kind of junky stuff. So I'm just going to see if you can actually make a roll lag out of this, which you sort of can. We're going to see if we can spin that up on the spinning wheel. And so there's a quick, what you'd consider dirty wool because of all the stuff here, but that a lot of that stuff would go away under extreme processing, or you just don't bother with this stuff. And there is a very high waste or high loss of volume from plant to finished product. But that's okay. That's just how it is. Get rid of some of this junk. So when I do this tonight, it'll be kind of dirty. So it doesn't hold together already, I can tell. It doesn't hold together like wool does. So I'm not sure how I want to hold this or spin it or anything. So we'll just kind of wing it. And so there's that part. This is the tow. Possibly good usable fiber for something.